That's the WWE Champion! He's been jumped backstage! And Dean Ambrose is going to Money in the Bank. It was Scurll who laid out Okada earlier on in the evening. Next week, Okada, Marty, Scurll. That's going to be big. And a title chance for Scurll if he wins it. Lashley stole one as a result of Tommaso Ciampa, Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles, one-on-one. Cody's just walking out. Cody locks on. And AJ Styles has beaten Ziggler. It is turmoil in the originals and the American Showoffs. Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Smackdown Live. There was so much to talk about from last week's episode of the Blue Brand, and tonight there is going to be plenty more to talk about as well. A huge time main event coming up for us this evening as we prepare for Money in the Bank. More Money in the Bank qualifying matches to come our way this evening as well, but it's our main event that we are going to focus on. Marty, Scurll, Kazuchika, Okada, one-on-one with one another. If Scurll wins, he faces Okada for the title at Money in the Bank. That is a huge time main event, and it's a huge time match that we kick off with as well, as two former world champions, most importantly, the most successful former world champion in this universe, starts things off here tonight. It'll be Samoa Joe against CM Punk here tonight. Punk, since arriving to SmackDown Live in the supplemental draft 2 months ago, has sort of picked the eye of Tommaso Ciampa, and we saw that last week as well. Punk losing his match as a result of the mind games of the distraction from Tommaso Ciampa, his theme hitting, and Punk too caught up in the moment and getting rolled up by Bobby Lashley for the 1-2-3. Punk will look to turn that around here tonight as he goes one-on-one against Samoa Joe. And once again, we'll find ourselves asking, where or what could Tommaso Ciampa do to try and get involved in this one? Last week's distraction worked well, but Punk may have pushed that to the side, and there may well be something more that the Blackheart will need to do in order to make this one work. Punk may have this red now and may realize that, well, if that's what he's going to do, I know if he's going to try it again this week, I just know to ignore it. Ciampa's got to... You've got to imagine Ciampa's got an eye on this one again. And Punk, I think, may have an eye in the back of his head, or at least hope that he can. Even then, that's going to be difficult when you're going one-on-one against Samoa Joe, an incredibly tough athlete. Wait! That's the theme of Ciampa! And there is Ciampa! From the crowd he came! Ciampa! Jumping Punk! First it was mentally, now it is physically. Fairy tale ending to CM Punk! Tommaso Ciampa with the jump on CM Punk and lays him out right now. And Ciampa throwing Punk out of the ring. And now standing in it. What is this all about here? Tommaso Ciampa has just taken Punk out of the occasion and is now standing in the ring, and he's calling Joe into the ring. He's taken a match away from Punk and he wants to fight it. Tommaso Ciampa wants to fight Samoa Joe. And you don't need a second invitation for Joe to accept. He will more than gladly fight, and he'll do that right now. What was supposed to be CM Punk versus Samoa Joe seems to have now become Tommaso Ciampa versus Samoa Joe. Punk assisted backstage as Joe made his entrance, and Ciampa, his sick mind, taking over once again as he finds a way to get under CM Punk's skin for another week here. There wasn't even time to ask if Ciampa would interfere again, because he did so. And now we're underway in this one. Samoa Joe, Tommaso Ciampa one-on-one, a change to what was supposed to happen, but this match taking place nonetheless. So here we go between the Blackheart and Samoa Joe. No idea why Ciampa wanted to take the match. I mean, he's already picking one hell of a fight, taking on Punk, and now he wants to try and take on Samoa Joe. It's like Ciampa's got his own personal death wish or something. Locking himself in the ring with a guy like Samoa Joe and picking a fight with another guy like CM Punk. Right now, Samoa Joe just all in control of Tommaso Ciampa, wrenching on that neck, making it awkward and making it painful for Tommaso Ciampa. And Joe, I imagine there's a little bit of him that has to be doing what he's doing, with a little bit of support for Punk, with a little bit of payback for CM Punk as he hits that deadlift powerbomb on Ciampa. Moves into the cover, trying to beat him here. If Punk can't do it, then Joe most certainly will try. And again, he goes back to wrenching on the neck of Tommaso Ciampa here, trying to wear it down, trying to lock in that Coquina clutch and force the tap out of Tommaso Ciampa as a means for revenge for one CM Punk. Big boot in the face there. Takedown as well, and clubbing blows. Joe covers up a little bit, but not enough. As now Tommaso Ciampa can beat down and victimize, essentially, Samoa Joe. Oh! No room to cover up there. That big boot right in the face, clocked him with it. Forearm in the face to go along with it. Backstabber as well. Ciampa goes into the cover, kick out at one. But Samoa Joe has the fight back on here. Joe has maybe Ciampa right where he wants him. Look for the powerbomb. Ciampa flips out of it. Sunset flip here. Ciampa going to try and steal one. Will he get it? Won't even get two on that one. Joe kicking out way too early and then rolling out for some separation. Trying to create distance. Trying to come up with a game plan quickly. Tommaso Ciampa not interested in that happening. Oh, DDT back in the ring. Not even a chance for Joe to hang out in the ropes and maybe brace himself for the impact. Snapped him into it. And again he takes him down and clubs away. Tommaso Ciampa's sick head taking heed in this match right now. And with it, taking a measure of control from the second rope. Drop kicks down on Joe now. Oh, wait. That's the day of CM Punk again. What is this all about? Ciampa looking to the entrance ramp, looking where you might want to turn around. Turnabout is fair play. CM Punk. Go to sleep to Ciampa. Go to sleep to Tommaso Ciampa. Into the cover we go. Samoa Joe has won it thanks to CM Punk. A means of his own game played against him. Tommaso Ciampa beaten by his own mental games. Joe wins it. Punk with more than an assist. And as things keep on building between these two men, Samoa Joe will just sit in the middle and take another win to add to his record. Joe, your winner. As we kick things off here on Smackdown Live by Punk and Ciampa, the bigger talking point. Well, what news from the interim SmackDown Live general manager? After a few weeks now, of playing the mind games with one another. And after getting one over on one another, next week we will get Tommaso Ciampa versus CM Punk for the final spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Not only SmackDown's final spot, but the final spot in general. We will learn who will join the other 5 men next week. But as for here tonight, the number 1 Contenders tag team matchup on its way. The American Showoffs, in their turmoil, have another opportunity to challenge for those titles if they can beat SAnitY here tonight. Dolph Ziggler the first out here. Hang on. What? Wait a minute. Wait. What is this all about? That's supposed to be Cody's theme. We're supposed to be seeing Cody Rhodes right now. We're not. Are you trying to tell me for the second week in a row that Cody Rhodes has walked out on Ziggler? What is the meaning of this? There's SAnitY in full force. That's not right. That's supposed to be... They're not supposed to have made their way out right now. Cody Rhodes is a no-show. Last week he walked out on Ziggler. This week he hasn't even bothered to walk out at all. Has Cody just up and left? Has he just abandoned Ziggler and moved on? What? I don't know what the meaning of this is, but as Eric Young, Punishment Martinez, and Killian Dane head towards the ring, I'm speculating just what the hell is going on. Why? I mean, yes, things haven't been fine since Backlash, but still, Ziggler stands on his lonesome with no one by his side, and SAnitY stand at full force. What? This is just... I genuinely don't know what to make, everyone. There was problems from the start in the American Showoffs. There's problems now. And after last week, it seems to have hit an even bigger boiling point. If this was going to happen, I would have envisioned it maybe being the other way around. Maybe Ziggler would have been a no-show on Cody. But that's not the case here. It was Rhodes who walked out on Ziggler in the main event match last week. You saw it at the top of the evening, and it's happening now. Ziggler is on his own, and he's got to fight on his own. I genuinely cannot believe this is happening. At first, I felt a little bit of pity for Rhodes. But now, it seems as if he's the one who wants to drive a wedge in the American Showoffs. Ziggler, on his own or not, is going to have to fight on here. Maybe he become the number 1 contenders for the Showoffs, and then he can go backstage and question what the hell is going on with Cody being a no-show. But that's going to be easier said than done against Killian Dane and Punishment Martinez. As Martinez comes in off the tag. There are just so many. I just really don't know what to make of this. I mean, there's a match going on right now, but this is just taking up too much of my mind. I have no idea what to make of this. I get they're going through a rough patch right now, but there's difference in going through a rough patch and just leaving your tag partner out to suffocate, essentially, single-handedly, especially against SAnitY. Elbow drop into the chest there by Ziggler, and if he's frustrated, he can certainly take it out on Martinez and Dane right now. Flying clothesline in on Martinez. And So here we go. Ziggler in now, kicking the gut, turns it round, hits the neck breaker on Martinez, and he looks over to his corner where Rhodes should be standing. But realizes there's no breaks for him in this match, as in comes Day now, running down a former tag team champion. Ziggler run down, no fight in him right now. He tried to take care of Martinez, but Dane was lying in wait, running crossbody there. Will this finish off Ziggler? It almost did, but the Showoff is still alive. But for how much longer, it has to be asked. I wonder if Rhodes is watching this backstage, what kind of smug smirk is going through the face of Cody Rhodes as he hangs out his tag partner to dry. Up on the shoulders now. Killian Dane to finish this. The Ulster Plantation connects. And the cover is made. SAnitY are the #1 contenders to the tag team titles. But the question surrounds the American Showoffs. But look who has an eye on this from up at the top. Tangaloa, Bad Luck Fale, the tag team champions with an eye on their #1 contenders. Can't believe it, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe what we just saw there. It's more than turmoil in the Showoffs now. It's more than a family feud. It's a group that looks to be coming to its end. It is a sad, sad time, that's for certain. But it seems like we could be heading towards it. Nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, we move on here this evening. It is time for the women's Money in the Bank qualifying matchup. Time to see who the first member from Smackdown Live will be to join the fray. Two former women's champions lock horns right now. Ruby Riott against Nikki Cross here this evening. What? Just have to question what is going to happen here, and yeah. I mean, so I'm looking forward to this match. These two women haven't had the chance to settle their beef from Extreme Rules until now, but already so much talk about this evening. Punk and Ciampa being made for next week, and the American Showoffs. SAnitY becoming the #1 contenders for the tag team titles at Judgment Day in 4 weeks' time. It's just all happening so fast that I can't keep my mind on things. Just complete chaos in the land of Smackdown Live, week in and week out. Speaking of chaos, this woman knows a thing or two about that. Here comes the 3-time SmackDown Women's Champion. Cross may not be able to challenge for the SmackDown Women's Championship so long as Becky Lynch holds it, but it might be a good idea to have that SmackDown, to have that Women's Money in the Bank briefcase in her hands at all time, so that if Lynch loses it, in she comes. And hell, there may even be a workaround where she can still cash in on Lynch, just not have a direct #1 contenders match for her title, if that makes sense. But in order for that to happen, she's got to win Money in the Bank, and in order for that to happen, she's got to beat Ruby Riott here tonight. And of course, the key thing to pay attention to is who waits at ringside. Riott Squad out with Ruby Riott. We've seen them make their differences before. We've seen them have their impact on matches before. Last week we saw it when Paige had beaten Ember Moon. Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan were watching on. Ruby Riott came from through the crowd, and with a Riott kick laid out Paige in the ring. Now she turns her focus towards this evening. Now she turns her focus towards this contest here tonight. So here we go. Like I said, they haven't had a chance to settle their beef since after Extreme Rules, when Ruby Riott was handed the SmackDown Women's Championship away from Nikki Cross, courtesy of the interference of the now SmackDown Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. Now, though, we wait to see what will happen here as these two women go one-on-one with one another. And how have things developed since WrestleMania as well, when Nikki Cross took the title back away from Ruby Riott to win it for a 3rd time. And what impact could the Riott Squad have from outside of the ring? We'll find out as this Matchup between these two women gets underway here. Cross sweeping leg away from Riott there. Much to the chagrin, these two women started their rivalry really all the way back down in NXT. And the roles were a little bit more reversed, where we had a little bit more respect for Ruby Riott, but since the Riott squad and herself have arrived to SmackDown Live, that has all sort of changed. Double underhook suplex there from Nikki Cross, and it's Cross that we've kind of gained respect for in her own crazy way. In the turnbuckle we go now, double knees in the back from Ruby Riott. Let's see what happens now. Lifts her up to her feet here. Fighting one another there, a little bit of back and forth striking. Look at this now, elbows in. Cross certainly sparing no aggression towards Ruby Riott in this one, but the same could be said about Riott as she comes back there. This time Riott keeping Cross down on the mat, stopping her from getting up. Look at this. Ruby Riott is just all over Nikki Cross right now, just keeping her down, not even trying that hard, just hitting simple strikes there. And again, those double knees in the back come into play. Cross stumbling a little bit, struggling a little bit as well. Cover made, looking for victory, just not happening. Early kick out from Nikki Cross there. Does beg the question what both women will have to do in order to walk out with victory here, in order to qualify for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We saw Tessa Blanchard at the Bash qualify, and Ruby Riott looking for a big senton to try and get her a step closer towards that. Slammed down instead by Nikki Cross, and drop kicked as well. As the psycho that she is, seeks out a little bit more control in this one. Traps the arm over and gets that neck breaker in there. Then she turned it into a Cobra Clutch neck breaker. Nicely done, but incredible work from Riott to kick her in the head and fight back right away. Back suplex, no. Cross flips out of it. Full Nelson jumping face buster from Nikki Cross. Charges in full steam ahead on Ruby Riott as well. Nikki Cross could be putting together the pieces necessary. And there it is! The Purge connects, but Sarah Logan gets involved. You knew it was happening sooner or later. And Logan getting up on the apron, causing the distraction necessary to keep her leader in this one. Ruby Riott still alive. Chinlock being applied now by Nikki Cross on Ruby Riott. Riott escapes her way out of the hold, kicks the leg away from Nikki Cross essentially, and the fight still going on between these two. Saito suplex now. The Riott squad may well have already helped out once, but can they keep Ruby Riott alive in this one, I wonder? Oh, code red from Ruby Riott, and it was almost enough. Nikki Cross just about getting the shoulder up in time. Ruby Riott though sees the opening. Minimal involvement from the squad so far. Senton splash from the top rope. Will this do it? Will it be enough? Nikki Cross is still in this one, kicking out as early as she can manage. Sarah Logan may have kept her alive, but it's Ruby Riott who has been able to thrive in this matchup. Riott kick connects. Cross falls to the Riott kick. Ruby Riott with the cover on the former women's champion. Ruby Riott is going to Money in the Bank. Ruby Riott wins it, and she will join Tessa Blanchard in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match in 10 days' time. Riott does it. Incredible. Well. Already getting her statement across after that huge win over an old rival for Ruby Riott. She's making sure that Becky Lynch knows who is next in line for her title, whether she wants it or not. Coming up next year this evening, though, ladies and gentlemen, Jay White in action, one-on-one against Sheamus. The first time we've seen the Switchblade since what happened 2 weeks ago when himself and Tama Tonga in the main event of SmackDown Live for the Intercontinental Championship were interrupted by the arrival of the villain to SmackDown. Laid out in the ring by Marty Scurll. Both himself and Tama Tonga did not get to decide, did not get to finish the match and see who would have left with the Intercontinental title, which is unfortunate for the Switchblade. But he looks to bounce back here this evening as he goes up against the Dangerous Alliance's Sheamus. Interesting evening for Jay White. Maybe this will get him back into the talking point for the Intercontinental title, something that he's been very much so interested since his arrival from ECW in the draft 2 months ago. Talked about on Raw about how frustrated I was that Andrade Cien Almas and Kyle O'Reilly were main eventing when they were both ECW guys. The same goes for Jay White here. Don't get me wrong, love to see White succeed on SmackDown Live. The guy deserves it, but my goodness, this could have been him on ECW. He already has an ECW television title reign to his name, but he could have had so much more. Why did my roster have to go about losing matches? Why did they have to do it to me? I don't know, but we're ready to go this evening, that's for certain. Jay White doesn't really have ECW to focus on anymore. He has SmackDown Live, and he has what hopes to be a chance to beat a former world champion and to get himself back in the talking point for Tama Tonga's Intercontinental title. All he needs here is a win tonight, and that could most certainly happen. But it's not going to be an easy guy to beat. Sheamus has found new life since coming into the Dangerous Alliance back in December. He has found a new part of him, essentially. He has found a new element to him. And the Dangerous Alliance themselves have almost been, it's taken a few changes here and there. It's taken a few members, a few failings, but they have been able to finally turn things around to what they want it to be. And with Bobby Fisicles at the helm, with Sheamus and Bobby Lashley by his side, and of course that snake and Paul Heyman leading the whole charge, there is no denying that the Dangerous Alliance are indeed a force to be reckoned with on SmackDown Live. Maybe not on the stature that the originals are on right now, but I would say there's still a bigger threat to SmackDown Live and a bigger threat to the champions than SAnitY and the Saviors are. Sheamus here this evening looking to prove that point as he goes one-on-one against Jay White here. Talking about how White would like the opportunity to get himself back around that Intercontinental title. I'm sure Sheamus would want the same thing as well. A little bit of faction rivalry between the Dangerous Alliance and the originals might well do SmackDown Live a world of good. So here we go, the bell rings, and we are underway. Jay White taken into a side headlock there by Sheamus, but quickly powering his way out of it, pushing former world champion away there. And into an exploder suplex there, throwing him on an overhead suplex rather, throwing him up and over his shoulders. Sheamus up to his feet slowly. White letting him get up to his feet, but standing over him the whole way as if to say this isn't going to be, I'm not going to go easy on you this whole contest. White would love to control this matchup right now. Sheamus again just throwing him though. And again he shows his viciousness in a contest like this when he shows his viciousness when he gets in between those ropes, how powerful he can be. How emphatic he can be as well. Good strike there from Jay White. Running knee lift there right in the face of Sheamus. Rocked him a little bit. Talked about the Riott Squad's involvement in the last matchup. Do not be surprised to see the same happening from Paul Heyman. He will do anything to ensure a victory for his clients. Launched back off the ropes. There goes Sheamus. Goes Jay White. Talking about people having an eye on things. Will Tama Tonga have an eye on this one, I wonder? Will he be looking at the man who could be the next number one contender to his Intercontinental title come Judgment Day? Nice work there from White. Front face lock STO. And there was nothing that Sheamus could do to cover up that one. Hard chop in the chest. Sheamus responds with one of his own. And then the clubbing blow, able to take White off his feet. White may well be resilient. He may well be able to endure a lot of punishment. But when it comes to being in that ring with Sheamus, you really do get tested about your limit. Look at the chops, though, from White, lighting up the pale chest of the Celtic Warrior. Fall away slam, however, connects. And off his feet again comes the Switchblade, and back in control of this matchup. Goes Sheamus up on the shoulders. White not wanting to stay down, reverses his way out of it. Reverse DDT to Sheamus does indeed connect. Hard chop in the chest once more. White now, in that side headlock, cracking him with that strike. And then that back suplex as well. When White puts together the pieces, he is oh so dangerous. And these chops in the chest of Sheamus are not going to be doing him too many favors, but there it is. Waited for it to happen, and there it shall happen. Saito suplex from Sheamus off of the back of the interference from Paul Heyman, and Sheamus will take full advantage. Irish curse backbreaker. A trio of them incoming. And the Switchblade's back will be in agony as all three of them connect. Sheamus going to be looking to finish this match off and seal a huge win and knock White maybe out of the talking points for the Intercontinental title. But wow, what an early kick out from the former ECW television champion. White getting up to his feet before Sheamus can look for the bro kick as well. And maybe denying it again there with that drop kick. Jay White up to his feet. Might have something in mind there. Might have had that headlock STO. Maybe, I'm not too certain the way he had that arm locked in. Could be looking for Blade Runner. Sheamus countered it. Drives Jay White into the mat and now has him in a spot of huge bother. Sheamus looking for the win. Celtic cross connects. That running crucifix bomb may well have finished the hopes of Jay White. The cover's made, but Jay White kicks out of two. Sheamus not best pleased about that one, but it is the case. Jay White's still alive, but for how much longer has to be the question asked as he is throwing over Sheamus's head once again. And one more time to add to it. White's back has got to be in agony now. Cover made. Only one. Fascinating to see. Sheamus willing to take all sorts of risks. He's going to go up to the top rope here. Sheamus calling. White to his feet. White moves out of the way though. Great work from the Switchblade, and that back suplex connects. Caught him with that one flush. Jay White now in. Kiwi Crusher connects. Cover made for victory. Very early kick out. Jay White. Cobra clutch suplex. Oh my goodness, Sheamus coming down on his head. The brutality of Jay White's moves showing themselves off right there. Nice work there, Sheamus leaning in too far into that punch, and Jay White capitalizing as a result of it. Stomped in the chest right now. The viciousness from Jay White being demonstrated. Great counter from Sheamus to that attempted knee lift. Up on the shoulders now. White wiggles his way off once again and hits another reverse DDT. Sheamus creating separation, trying to catch a breather between himself and Jay White here, who's inviting Sheamus back into the ring. Again, he has the arm, and again Sheamus comes up with a counter to it. Nicely done indeed. For another time in this match, maybe the third time, White's able to wriggle off the shoulders of Sheamus and hit a reverse DDT. And for the second time, he'll hit the Kiwi Crusher. White for the victory. Close but no cigar. But he could be on the home stretch. He could be about to end things now. He brings him in. Blade Runner. Blade Runner connects. And Jay White has beaten Sheamus. Are you watching Tama Tonga? Because this guy most certainly has an eye on your prize. He has an eye on that Intercontinental title, and he wants to take it just how he feels it was taken from him at Backlash. Jay White, your winner this evening. Is there anyone in the way of preventing Jay White from his opportunity at that title, I wonder? And hang on, White, with a little bit more to say following on from this matchup. White blaming what happened 2 weeks ago on Marty Scurll. And he is calling out Tama Tonga here, asking, do they want to finish their deal at Judgment Day? That is a big challenge made to Tama Tonga, and the response may be about to be on its way, because Tama Tonga on the ramp here. And saying that whatever happened, he would have lost 2 weeks ago. But since Tama Tonga is the bad boy, he's not going to turn down a challenge that he knows he can win. He accepts Jay White's challenge for Judgment Day. Oh ho ho! And White loves it, saying there's someone in the originals that has some balls. At Judgment Day, he looks forward to the fight, but he will tell Tama Tonga that come Judgment Day, he will breathe with the Switchblade. What a match to be made for Judgment Day, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, we could have a match made for Money in the Bank. It's the in-ring debut of Marty Scurll, and he goes one-on-one against the WWE Champion. Scurll and Okada here tonight. Huge implications for Money in the Bank on the line. It's our main event. It's up next. A chaotic evening of Smackdown Live it has most certainly been. And it closes out with a man who caused some chaos of his own both 2 weeks ago and last week. Marty Scurll laid out Okada in the locker room last week, took the pride for it, and said that it was the beginning of his attempts to make the life of Okada hell. To remind Okada at every passing moment that he was better than him, that he was greater than him, and that he was going to take that WWE title away from him. The longest reigning world champion this universe has ever seen, and a two-time world heavyweight champion at that. That is Marty Scurll, the man who retired Sting. The man who at WrestleMania was beaten by Hiroshi Tanahashi and came over to the Smackdown Live brand in the supplemental draft, I believe it was. Scurll, though, ready to start his new career on Smackdown Live. And imagine that, making your in-ring debut against the Rainmaker. For some, that is a very high prize. But for a guy like Scurll, in many ways, it's a position you should be in. You're the longest reigning world heavyweight champion this universe has seen. And on top of that, you are an incredibly successful world champion at that. But here comes the man who I argue, and I said last week, Scurll should not have picked a fight with Okada. It doesn't matter how big you are, how heavy you are, or how many of you there are. Okada will always fight you. And he has no problem doing just that, as he will here tonight. Okada had the originals to worry about heading into Backlash. Now he has the villain potentially as he heads towards Money in the Bank. As I said, last week, the interim general manager, Shane McMahon, and Scurll agreed, and I think that's what they were talking about at the top of the evening last week. If Scurll wins this match tonight, at Money in the Bank, he faces Okada for the WWE title. It's a huge opportunity for both men. It's a huge opportunity for Scurll in his SmackDown Live debut to dent the Rainmaker and to pick up a huge win over Okada. But for Okada, it's a chance to send Scurll back down the pecking order and really introduce him to how things are done on SmackDown Live when Okada is at the helm. Yes, there may well be chaos in other elements, but when it comes to the WWE Championship, no one says what happens with that title more than Okada. No one has a better hold on that title than Okada. And he will let Marty Scurll know that that is the case this evening. Scurll calling out to Okada on the outside there, feeling oh so cocky, feeling oh so confident before this matchup begins. Will that be for all the right reasons? I suppose we are about to find out. Two great world champions colliding here this evening. An opportunity at Money in the Bank on the line for Scurll. Not the ladder match itself, but rather the opportunity to win another world title. This time to win the WWE title. But he has to beat Okada to do it. Here we go. Coleman will tie up Okada. Taken down by the villain. This is going to be a great one. No doubt about it in my mind. Last time Scurll was on Smackdown Live was in the draft week when he was beaten by an old rival in Adam Cole. Side headlock we go now from Scurll there, and Okada fights his way out of it and pushes Scurll back a little bit. Nicely done. Simple but effective from Okada, and he brings in a big-time German suplex. And there's going to be more than one of them. 3 German suplexes for Scurll to endure. Okada looked to capitalize. But Scurll made him pay. Downward spiral and Okada's head driven into the mat. And Marty Scurll now looking early on to put a hurting on the WWE champion. Indian deathlock stitched in here. Pushing Okada's knee in the wrong direction. That's agonizing. An agonizing hold to be locked in. And Scurll will continue to capitalize their lovely vertical suplex. And great strength from Scurll as well, who you've got to imagine is giving up a bit of weight here to Okada. Maybe not too much, but Scurll, I look at him and I can't see this guy weighing more than 200 pounds. Okada's got to be in the region of about 230 easily. But Scurll has proven more than once in the past that his weight is not a problem. 2 world title reigns to his name. Big time German suplex for Okada though. Here we go now. What has the Rainmaker got in store for us? Working over the body as Scurll may be stomping away on the limbs of the villain. Okada breaking down Scurll piece by piece and making it that much harder for Scurll to keep fighting on. Smart, incredibly smart thinking from the WWE champion. And again, Okada has him in. It seems as if, since he's beaten Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, he has no problem taking a page from the Beast's book. Doubly so, since Lesnar isn't around here anymore to stop him. Another trio of German suplexes connect. But Scurll responds with one of his own. German suplexes galore in this matchup, almost as many as you would see in a Brock Lesnar match. Scurll now working away on the arm, trying to maybe take away that Rainmaker, or at the very least take away the clutch. The wrist control that Okada can maintain forward, and now just viciously beating away. These two men trading counters with one another still. This is what makes them world champions. This is what makes them, in all intents and purposes, great superstars. And Okada, as if to say to Scurll, I know you've got more, come on. Let's keep on going here. And we shall. Up on the shoulders, look at this. Ushigoroshi from Scurll. Okada wanted more, and he got more, and he could be about to pay for it. Scurll in the turnbuckle. Super kick. No! Okada moved out of the way, but he can't capitalize. Scurll maybe just a step too quick for him. And think about it, all Scurll had to do was find his footing. Okada had to get back up to his feet. A great counter there. Reverse DDT. Scurll goes down and rolls out of the ring as well. Okada waiting to pounce on the apron. Yeah. Double axe handle down on the former world champion. Remember, Money in the Bank awaits Scurll if he wins here tonight. Oh my goodness! Dumping him down on that announce table. And a fight out made there by Scurll. Oh! Drop kicking Okada, who could do nothing but have his face go into that apron there as a result of the impact. The count continuing on here, up to 6 now, but Okada not wanting to mess around, sends them back in the ring. He wants this to be decided within these ropes. Hard forearm in the face. Goes into the cover now, kick out. You feel as if these guys are pacing themselves. They know, essentially they know, they can't win right away. They've got to do work to beat the other one down. They've got to pull out something before they go for the big moves. And that's no surprise. Scurll wanted this, so he's been studying Okada. And Okada will want some revenge for being laid out last week in the locker room. Great fight out there from Scurll. And another dropkick connects. Okada taken off his feet, but Scurll feeling the effects a little bit of trying to stay on the same level as the Rainmaker. He sends him into the turnbuckle now. And I've been told of a few updates to the moves of Marty Scurll. We saw two of them being demonstrated 2 weeks ago. This is now what he calls the bird of prey. And he'll look to put away Okada with it, who kicks out as early as can be. More than that necessary to finish off Okada, and this could be it. It doesn't look like that twisting neck breaker we saw. It's going to look like he's attempting the chicken wing, but it's countered from Okada. His back given up. German suplex releases the hold. Sometimes he hangs on to it and rolls it around for that Rainmaker. Not this occasion, and Scurll is able to fight back. I said they were waiting a bit to pounce. Now I think, after the bird of prey, things have pounced, and we've picked up a notch here. Scurll goes back to that arm, taking away the Rainmaker, softening it up for the chicken wing. But Okada is still able to fight on. Uppercut with his good arm. Spin out back suplex, lays him out near enough the middle of the ring. Okada climbs up high. And an elbow drop from Okada connects to put away Scurll, to deny him the title opportunity. And there's a very faint kick out from Scurll at 2. Forearmed him right in the face there. Super kick attempt. Didn't get it somehow. Okada goes for the cover. Foot well and truly in that bottom rope there. Don't know how the referee didn't catch that one, but thankfully for Scurll, he kicked out at 2. Ducked under the drop kick as well. There was no flashy counter. He just ducked it. Sleeper hold now locked in. This will help set up for the chicken wing. But Okada could fade here, flailing his arms around. That'll only exhaust him more. But he's able to get out of it with that jawbreaker. A little bit of breathing room for both men. Oh, what a forearm from Okada, the WWE champion now. Fighting back. Drop kick, no. Scurll has him instead by the back of the head. Takes him up against the ropes. And what could we see between the legs? Driving Okada's head into the mat. An orthodox move from Scurll, but an effective one, no doubt about it. Takes him to the turnbuckle. Could he look for the bird of prey again? Not happening. Kicked away. Oh, but sent right back into that corner is Okada. Knees his way out of that turnbuckle, though. Snapmares him down. Basement dropkick. What a main event this has been, ladies and gentlemen. Still nothing can separate these two men, though. Who can get the win? Can Okada deny the opportunity for Scurll to challenge for that WWE title? Or will Scurll be able to put out a victory here over the Rainmaker? He's definitely going to need to find something out of the bag, because Okada is still saving that Rainmaker. Scurll's already looked for the chicken wing, and Okada's already demonstrated his counter. Okada yet to look for that Rainmaker in this contest. This time he sends Okada. Oh, he sends Scurll into the turnbuckle. Look for what could have been that back elbow. Scurll evaded. Irish whip off the ropes. Look for that back elbow of his own and mistimed it. Knee in the gut there from Okada. Sends him over the top rope. Goes Scurll, but hang on through the crowd. AJ Styles getting up on the apron. Okada locking horns, but Scurll comes back in. And he rolls him up. He rolls up Okada. Marty Scurll has stolen one. AJ Styles just handed victory. Marty Scurll beats it. Kazuchika Okada off the back of the interference from AJ Styles, and it's all breaking apart now outside. Styles with his intentions locked on Okada again. Into the announce table face first with that snake eyes. Styles outside of the ring. Oh my God! It's Balor! Finn Balor charging the ring, and he's got Scurll. Bloody Sunday to Scurll. There may be an alliance between Scurll and Styles, but no such one exists between Balor and Scurll. Balor making a clear message, and as Styles comes back in the ring, these two men are at the front of an original civil war. Neither man is coming to blows, but you feel as if one day they will.